Welcome to Mom's Talking Shit Podcast. I'm Tony.
I'm Stacy.
And tonight we're talking about Teen Mom and all the gossip surrounding it.
Yeah, we are. What
There's
you got?
A lot. Well, I think we should start off with Leah. And recently she admitted to trying heroin with her father. Have you heard that?
I did. I saw Grace's video.
Oh, you did? Okay. Well, apparently after she was on, or after she had Addie, and she had a botched or very difficult delivery, and
Right.
I guess it just didn't work. So she was on pain pills afterwards, and she said eventually they stopped giving her pain pills. So then the normal cycle of the pill addiction that's out there in the world, then you start buying pills from all your friends. And then when you can't get your pills, then you start trying harder drugs. And unfortunately, she tried it with her father.
That's got to be great. Like, that's some fucked up ass parenting.
That's terrible. And around that time, she looked very bad. Do you remember that?
I
When
remember
she was nodding
that.
off and everything?
I feel like nobody was saying nothing. Like, I was watching the show and I'm like, same thing when I was watching Ryan. Like,
Excuse me.
he's high, hello. But nobody was saying nothing.
Correct. And I feel like he's still like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Right now, all jacked up and just spaced out and never really there. But I also feel, again, well, at the time, I was like, I can't believe Jeremy left her during that time when she was all strung out and fucked out. But then it turns out that she lied about having a miscarriage with Jeremy. Do you remember right before she was pregnant with Addie, that on the show she said she had a miscarriage? But really, she ended up having an abortion, and her mom took her to have an abortion.
Now it's Miss Mortion.
And then lied to Jeremy about it. That's bad. So, like, on one hand, I'm like,
low.
How can you leave your... And this was before her supposed pain pill addiction, because this was before Addie. You know? So how could you lie to somebody about that? So I was like, well, how could you leave her? But then again, hearing that, it's like, oh, well, I get it. It's fucked up. I'd be resentful.
Oh, it's a hard situation because I always wanted to see them two together.
I still do.
Me too.
I don't know why. You can just do something with them, but he doesn't put enough into her. Like, it's like he's just not that into you. And she knows it and she can feel it. And I feel like if anybody, it fucks with Addie more than anybody else.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I think Leah's over it. She's like, yeah, he does this shit every so often where he's entertaining something with me, then he acts funny.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And so Leah's aware of the game, but unfortunately, poor Addie, I don't think she is.
I agree.
So I think that's awful. And do you think... She says she only tried it once. Oh, and by the way, she said this information as a guest on somebody's podcast. It was like a recovery podcast. So I was kind of surprised to hear that that's where she chose to open up. And she has been talking more and more about, I guess, her addictions and her struggles that she was going through on the show. But she said she only did it once and she didn't do it again because she just didn't get the high that she was expecting from it. Do you believe that?
Well, I myself have never done heroin.
Good for you.
Only marijuana. But I have heard it's been referred to as like dancing with the devil. Like once you mess with it, that's it. And I've seen some people, they still ain't kicked it.
Right.
You know, and so it's like, damn, well, if she tried it and it didn't work, maybe she got lucky. Maybe she didn't get real shit.
I think she did it.
Nothing happened. Oh, you think she did it more than once?
I do. Sorry, I didn't let you finish. I shouldn't have talked over you. But I think she had to have done it more than once. I don't think she was like Ryan strung out, like on that level. But I think she was definitely dipping in and checking it out, you know. So, yeah. You know, but
we don't know, right?
We don't know.
You might be right.
But she looks like she's got her stuff together right now. So
She
for
looks good.
somebody who, when you have a problem, if you can turn yourself around and make things work, good for you. I'm not knocking her for that, but I was very shocked to hear that. The pills I knew, the shooting up I did not know.
Yeah, me neither. I knew the
Mm-hmm.
pills. But yeah, it is what it is. Like, I'm just glad that she's good for the girls. She's a good mom.
I agree. And now
Mm,
she is. At the time, she was having some issues. And
yeah,
I think it was good that Corey fought for those girls.
I do
He's
too.
a good
He's a good
dad.
dad.
He
Hmm.
is. And Jeremy is
Agreed.
good when he's around. And I think he just might not be as round as enough. But we all knew that problem, with them. So, okay. So that's good with Leah. Let's talk about Javi. Javi and his
So I
lips.
just
He
want to
likes
let
to get
everyone know.
around.
I do. He gets around, but he's having a prayer group. Um,
Oh, are you going to tune in?
so listen, anybody wants info on that prayer group, hit him up. He wants you to be involved.
Are you going to sign up?
No.
You're not going to pay attention?
No. This is like, now he praying.
Oh, he
I
needs
mean,
to
you
do
was
a lot
trying to
more than pray. I
you were
mean, I
trying
guess
to
it's,
do your baby mama, like, come on, man.
Javi.
Mm-mm-mm.
What are you going to say? Not only is baby mama, but then it was number 3, Lauren. I call her number 3. I probably shouldn't be so disrespectful, but she
You
was.
are.
And then number 2 was
Shady ass.
Brianna. Remember Brianna?
I remember.
And
Had
then
Kale and her
now,
fighting.
number 4, what was it? Life after lockup, Lauren?
Lacey. Lacey said
Lacey.
that he was up in her, little videos or whatever
And doing
while he
what?
was with Lauren.
And what happened?
He said it's bullshit. He's
No,
saying
no,
it's a
no. What
lie.
kind of videos did she have and what
Oh,
did she
she
say that
does
he was
like those
doing?
suggestive videos where I think she shows stuff, you can watch her
Okay.
doing stuff to herself, I believe. So she said that he would send her Snapchats of himself and this and that, and
Mm,
he's saying it's not true. He's saying he don't even know who the fuck
whatever.
she is, and that it's not true.
He would
But
have said the same thing if Kale didn't have the screenshots to prove it. He would have been like, that ain't me. So I believe Lacey.
it wasn't me.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
So, prayer group. Keep praying, Javi. Keep praying.
I'm gonna say a prayer for you that you get your some help.
I agree. Okay. So what do you think about Kale putting Lauren on blast, saying on national TV that he was trying to slide her up in the Wawa parking lot?
That shit was wrong. First of all, it sounded like she had got smashed in the Wawa parking lot before, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, now she want to be putting this shit out there when he pissed her off.
It was a spiteful act. It was
Big time.
revengeful.
Big
Right.
time.
Right.
And
And
she's
who?
that bitch. She did. She don't like the girl.
I was gonna say,
She said it. And
do you think she really regrets it?
no. And I think that, you know how, like, what I mean when I say, meetings in the Wawa parking lot, they probably met before quite a few times while he was with her.
Oh,
She
I'm
probably
sure.
slept with him and was like, that's my ex-husband.
I agree. And
Mm-hmm.
I think she always tries to make Javi on a different level because she's like, that was my husband, which it does. I mean, I guess it does make it's different,
I don't know.
but it wasn't
I don't
right.
think so.
It
He's
wasn't right.
cheating.
No, I think like when you're done, you're done. Cut it off. Don't play the games because at the end of the day, the only people who are getting hurt are the kids.
And you dragging that
That's
girl,
what it
like,
comes down to.
it is what it is. But damn, you have to embarrass that girl every 5 minutes. Can you
See,
just keep your stuff in your pants?
because she knew that.
He's a sex addict.
Oh, I think Doctor. What's his name that does um the reunions for Teen Mom?
Oh goodness! As soon as you said it, it went out of my head.
Gray hair. I can't think of who said
Doctor
it or what his name is.
Drew.
Dr. Drew, good for you. Thank you.
Thanks.
But Dr. Drew, I think said that to him because he's very clingy and he jumps from one chick to another. I don't
Can you just stay
know.
with the one though?
I think, well, no, because he's a sex addict who's clingy. So no, and I think what I think his problem is he enjoys the attention from one
Absolutely.
chick to another. I think that's his deal.
Absolutely.
And I don't think he's going to change. And I think Lauren had to leave because if she didn't leave, if he wasn't, because he was already banging somebody in the bathroom, remember, in their house, and she still stayed. She stayed a couple of times, and I'm sure she had suspicions of Kale and Javi, and I'm sure they had arguments and talks about it, and I'm sure that he lied to her about it. And I just hope that stay strong, Lauren. That's all I can say. Stay strong, Lauren. Kale, keep getting your therapy
Stay
because I know she's
strong.
on therapy right now. She keeps saying she's trying to work on herself, but she was bashing Lauren 2 weeks ago. So I don't really know how that's working out. But she says that she's trying to change, and I know that that's not an overnight thing. Right?
Definitely not. My therapy journey is one day at a time.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do. And that's all Leah can do. One day at a time. It's all Kale can do. But
Moving
people
on.
who need a little bit more help or a lot more help, Janelle and David.
Oh.
Marissa. Poor Marissa. So
Oh
this
God.
documentary, I think it's a 5-series documentary that they did. And it's kind of hard because I don't like to say this, but I do agree with some of the things that they're saying about the foster care system and the child care system.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like what they keep glossing over is they keep saying, oh, well, they had no reason. They had no reason. They didn't know. But everybody knew and everybody saw the videos and that there were issues in the home and there were things happening. And what breaks my heart most is that Marissa had to get up on the stand twice that we learned from these series of the videos, not once because it was thrown out and then she had to do it again. And she cried about how scared she was, and she cried about how scared she was to go back, and they still sent her back. I think it's important to keep the relationship going with the father, but I don't know if that might be necessarily the best place for her because you can clearly see there's something wrong. And hearing about all of the details that went down, for those who haven't watched the documentary, maybe you should, and you can hear what their arguments are for it.
Yeah, I have something to say. Episode 6, the
Oh, it was
final
6.
episode.
It was
Mm-hmm.
6. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for Marissa.
Oh, why was he trying to pull a Jedi mind trick on his kid?
Yeah, you
Why
have
are
to
you
listen to
crying?
me.
You never
Exactly.
got abused.
Mm-hmm.
You
What are you
never,
talking about?
you never had, we never yelled at you. I might have talked loud. Like, damn, you trying to Jedi mind trick.
I know, trying to
Maybe it wasn't.
reprogram the story and how it went down.
Yeah.
And I understand that, sometimes a parent raises their voice, but the things that they clearly did on camera that they weren't afraid to do on camera and even put out to the public themselves, imagine what happens behind closed doors. So I guess
Oh my
that's my
God.
thing. You know that there's a cast and a crew around. Same thing with Sean, Jade's boyfriend, when I'm like, the whole cast is there. You really have to play video games. You can't just like chill for while we're filming and then maybe you can get back to it when you're done. The same thing, like you can't hold your crazy in front of everybody. So what happens behind closed doors?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You take pictures and put them on social media of side views of your girl that are not attractive. That
It's
was
all about the
horrible.
angles.
That body shaming bullshit was not cool though. That's fucked up. That is messed up. Everybody was
She looked good from the
coming.
front.
I don't know. Was it real though? Was the side angle real?
Oh yeah, I think it was. I totally think it was. And I don't think he noticed. I don't think he was pointing her out. I think he was all like, "Hey, look at me." And there she was. But you know what
Ooh.
though? That's what dads do. Does Justin ever get a good picture of you? Because DJ sure doesn't get a good picture of me.
No, he gets some good pictures.
Oh, he does? Oh, does he tell you to pose? And you're photogenic? Oh my God. He takes the worst pictures of me.
Oh, man. It's that
They're
phone.
never good. I know. He has a very old phone. He's not going to change it.
Like, it's like not the first flip phone, but after that.
A little bit. A little
Yeah.
bit. Something like
Anyways.
that. So that's funny.
But did you get, like, Joe Dirt meets the Tiger King when David was talking?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
I don't even understand.
Well,
because
do you know how he got that hair?
They took our kids for no reason. And that's what we're trying to get at here. If somebody took your kids for no reason, you don't even want to imagine that. But I want them to imagine that. And I don't know if Susan Hilburn has any children or not. I don't really care. I don't think she cares to have any kids either. But that's one of the things that strikes my nerve. If somebody tried to take her kids, she would probably go way more crazy than...
I would go crazy too, though. So, like, I feel like on one hand, like, I get, like, my heart would be breaking. I would go crazy if somebody could just walk in and take your babies, because they can, and they can put them anywhere. You don't know where they're at. You don't know how to get in touch with them. But with that being said, sometimes kids do need to be taken out of the home and have that happen. But he does sound like Joe Dirt. The Tiger King all mixed in one.
I feel like they just shouldn't have put him up there to say anything. I feel like it made it worse. I was wondering whose video this was. Was this the video they put out for themselves? Because it was making him look worse.
It is the video that they put out for himself. And then that's what I'm saying. This is what you're portraying to the public. And you think it's okay. And you think it sounds good coming across that you're talking to Marissa in the car saying blah, 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 blah. You know, what you're telling me is wrong. What you're telling me doesn't matter. What you're telling me is invalid. And they're putting this out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what are they doing again behind closed doors that maybe they are afraid to show? So I feel bad. And Marissa's getting old enough, and we're going to hear from her soon. She's a teenager. We're going to hear from her. Like maybe in 5 years, you know, we're going to hear what's going on. But do you know how he got his hair? So as I was watching the channel, they did a YouTube episode, because they do have some cute videos on their channel. I did peep it out. I did check and everything. And it is good to learn how to, like, I like to learn how to live off the land. They have chickens. They have do you know what I mean? Like, they have things that I can see some of the values that anyhow. I don't believe in a lot of abuse and all that stuff. But anyhow, they did a video where they all went to the hair dye store and dyed everybody's hair, including the kids. So Marissa dyed her hair, and I think Kaiser dyed his hair blue. And it was just a really cute episode, I guess, for the kids, but not like the part where he was bleaching his hair and they were talking about it and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to have a blonde mullet. They were probably going for Tiger King vibe, like 100%.
Oh, anyway.
So I hope they do have good times like that more than we think. I would really hope that for the kids. So trying to stay positive, you know me. Okay.
You're always fingers crossing.
Yes. All right. Well, Jade and Sean. Anything else with them? We talked about the picture. I don't think there was too much. I mean, as usual, her family is just taking advantage of her left and right. And I can see why she would crumble and have a hard time. And I just, keep going through it, Jane. Not much more to say about it than that.
Did I pass? He was wondering if he passed the drug test.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Don't you know?
You should know.
I
forgot about that.
He was like, how many days has it been?
I know, right? Did my cleanse work?
He was nervous.
He was nervous.
Anyways, but
he passed.
Oh, he passed. It was,
Yay.
He passed. He wasn't high that day.
Not the day. Okay. So.
All right.
Who's next? Who you got on your list?
So, Brianna.
Okay.
All right. Brianna paid off her house.
That's a big deal.
Paid in full.
I strive for that one day.
I wish. Shit, right?
That's what I'm
Goals.
saying.
Mm-hmm.
I got a ways to go. I got a lot of YouTube people to watch this. We need a lot more YouTube views.
That's why she's like, fuck you, MTV. I got my house.
It's true. It's true, though, and she did take her money and do something important with it.
Smart. Investing in a home.
So she's financially smart, but
Mm-hmm.
she's not relationship smart. We can't have it all.
No.
So it is what it is. And then I guess her big beef is Devon and his family and his mom coming in and out. And I think a lot of people are brushing it off, but it isn't good to have people come in and out of your lives, especially when they're not reliable people. But I am so surprised that she is so willing to drop off Nova over there and have her spend the night, have them drop her off at school.
Right.
Like, I could see a few hours until she warms up, but clearly she's not comfortable. So I don't know why she's still okay with it. But then under her breath says she's not.
Yeah, she's totally contradicting herself the whole time.
Whole time.
Like, okay, all right, I get they weren't there, but they're trying to be there now. Maybe stop complaining and see how it goes.
Yeah,
that's all you can do.
I don't know. Would you have your kids spend the night away, like, over there so quickly?
Well,
does
no,
she
but
know
it's been
her better?
Time. She knows her, no. She doesn't know her like that, I don't think. But she's been spending time with her dad. So I think, the mom has young kids that she raises, maybe grandkids that she raises, or kids of her own that are young.
So her dad's there. Devon's there with the grandma.
He doesn't live there. He comes by. But he wasn't, no, he doesn't live there. But still, I think that she just trusted the situation.
I don't know. Okay, I mean, hopefully the grandma sticks around. So we'll watch this season and see how it goes, right?
That's what I think they were talking about. Like, they were saying that, some people don't have grandparents they see all the time.
Right.
So it's just like, what's up with the pressure about staying in, to the life about it? It's like.
But I guess, do they spend the night all the time?
Well,
maybe it's not all the time.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm just reading into it too much.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But that's true.
I think she just makes a big deal out of shit sometimes.
When, but at least she's got her house.
She's got her house. She's got. Yep.
It's good. Okay. Right. Anything else on your list? Are we good for Teen Mom catch up?
I think that I'm good.
And then Chelsea, hold on. Let's see. So I guess a little bit of a recap. For Chelsea, for the show that happened tonight, I saw Teen Mama Drama. I talk about her a lot when we talk about Teen Mom because she's always got the really funny, good gossip stuff on Instagram. But she put like a 4-picture snap on, and it said Chelsea. She says it's as simple as that, because she's saying how boring, I guess, the show is, and you can sum it up pretty quickly. So I guess I haven't even seen it, and I'm sure they're talking about the cell phone and talking to Adam's family, right? You could probably get that. Have you watched tonight's episode yet?
No, but yes, all they keep talking about, right?
Cell phone, Aubrey, it sucks, be careful.
Storyline, yeah.
Right. Kale's little one-liner is, I fucked up, like, that's the bottom line. And I believe she's talking about moving all the way down to where Chris lives, and Chris is still a no-show and doesn't show up to see the kids. However, we didn't even mention that he recently was pictured with both the kids, but who cares? Dads often put up a picture of their kids when they have them. Do you know what I mean? Like the dads who aren't around, and they're like, oh, look, I got my kids. She finally let me see them. But I don't think Kale's trying to keep the kids away from him. You know what I mean?
I don't think she is either, but you never know. Like,
she could.
Who knows? I know she wanted to be with them, and I think she probably still would be.
I do too. I think she would be in a heartbeat. But anyhow, so I think.
But did you see how he came to like her defense, where he just kind of like, well, in a way, said he don't really like care for Javi, but will pray for him in his like spiritual journey that he's on.
We'll all pray for Javi and his spiritual journey that he's on.
Yeah, we're gonna.
But Chris, I totally think she would be with him. I don't think he's interested. And what I was going to say is, I think it was a terrible mistake to take your 2 kids away from their 2 baby daddies that are really good, to move closer to the deadbeat baby daddy and make it harder on
Yeah.
everybody else. So I think that it is a good decision for her to be like, you know what? I messed up, and I'm going to move closer to where I should be, to back to the other 2 baby daddies. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think that's
Yeah.
a good choice. So good job, Kale. Moving to the right direction, right? So then last, um, Leah and her sister had the baby with the uh, Colombian man. Is that where he's from?
Costa Rican.
Okay, Costa
Were they
Rican.
in
That would
Costa
probably be
Rica? I'm
better.
not sure.
That
I
makes
could be
sense.
wrong.
But she had the baby,
I know.
and we'll see if he's around. And then Jade's saying, needs some space. So that's pretty much the gist of what happened tonight. And it's not that interesting during the show, but I'll tell you what, the drama on the outside of the show, a lot to talk about.
The drama is like, I'm here for it.
I am too. All right.
All right, well, I'm good.
Anything else? Okay,
No.
good. Well, it was great catching up with you guys. Hey, don't forget to check out our website at momstalkingshit.com for all our latest merch. Please remember to like this. Let us know your thoughts on what's going on all the Teen Mom drama in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Also, feel free to listen to our podcast, Mom's Talking Shit podcast, available on all major platforms. See ya.
Cut.